Hey, it's Danielle over at DIYDanielle.com, and today I want to show you some floor installation, laminate floors in our bathroom. This flooring does say it's okay for a bathroom. Not all laminate floors will be. Keep an eye on what your box says and what the instruction manual says for the flooring you have. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. It's not super hard. Cutting it, I'm going to be using just like a regular knife. I've got a straight edge. What else? I have a jigsaw so that I can cut around where the toilet's going to be. The first thing I did is I went through and I vacuumed, tried to clean up the floor so we're not going to have any debris getting underneath our flooring. This is my edge I'm going to be using to just cut a straight line. When I cut, I have a mallet, measuring tape. These things are amazing. These are like little spacers. You're going to need these. They come in two different styles. They come in like this style, which looks like a little ramp. And then they come like this. I like this method, or these better. So let's get started. This flooring doesn't require it, but we're using underlayment because it's a little rough over here with the concrete that was redone. The underlayment has a little sticky section. So you put the plastic up and then this here peels off so you can lay this section over it. You do not want to overlap the padding. This allows you to just butt it up pretty close together. I'm gonna finish this, and I already did this side, cut out a section for the toilet, and then I'll redo the flooring. The first thing I'm gonna do is just cut a piece. The idea is to offset them, so you're just starting with a smaller piece on one side. Once you cut, it will snap, but make sure you don't rip the backing off if it's got backing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and slice away. I just kind of don't want to ruin any of my pieces here. Okay, so both of these pieces are fine for back here. The two pieces, the sides I cut, cannot be reused. So these sides won't lock into each other. So those always have to go towards the outside. Okay, so we've got raw edge there, regular flat edge that has a thing that can tuck in, and then this could be the start of the next row. However, I need a different piece that's cut this size first before I put this on. The other thing I need to do is, as I'm starting and going along the walls, I'm gonna grab my spacers because I need these. So ideally you use a few of these just to keep all your boards in the right place. And you see, now I've got a nice little spacing around my flooring here. Okay, so here I have cut this piece to fit. It is, and it's slipped right in here. And then I can use this here. Tap it and your piece will flatten out. Your room is probably not equal spacing. So you're probably gonna have to cut your planks to go this way at some point, and you don't want to end up with a really teeny piece at the very end. So you can do some math, and that's what I'm going to do just to make sure that I can start here without causing issues by the time I get to this side. I definitely don't want a small piece that is going to end up popping up. Larger pieces tend to sit flatter, so it's better to have half a piece on this end and then half a piece on this end versus having one teeny piece on one side. To figure all this out, you're going to divide the size of your room divided by the size of your planks, which in this case is 7.13 inches. I got a larger number than larger than 2 inches, which was the number given in the instruction manual, so I don't need to make this board thinner. I think I should be like 0.73 inches on the last board, so that's fairly thick and it should be fine over here. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start this. Okay. So as I'm going along, I'm stuffing my 1/4 of an inch pieces in here, making sure this is all the way to the back. This piece here goes right here. And to get it to lock into place, I'm just gonna do one of these. And you'll see it snap and like just, I don't know, melt down into place. It's, when you see it happen, you'll know it's happening. So these are all lined up perfectly. I'm gonna start with my second row. And as you can see, my second piece is going to be a problem because I need to be able to work around the flange. So I need to be able to cut here. I am going to start by making a template out of a piece of paper to make sure I do the size right and cut it where it's supposed to be. Okay, so I want the piece to go from here to here. Ignore this piece, I was just testing it out or making mistakes. So I want to have a 35-inch piece, but I need my end on this side to not be raw. So I measured this, 35 inches. So the good edge is on this side. Okay, so we know this one goes like this, and of course I've got to use my spacers here as well. But obviously we're just sticking this here for a second. So we know our hole is going to be around here. I have this here to show me what I had to cut around to get the spacing right. So I can go ahead and trace that and try to get that cut with my jigsaw. Okay. There we go. We've got a good fit here. I can snap it down in a minute after I get this vacuumed up a little. Here I am working my way towards the end. As you can see, I had to cut around where the basin is, but as I add each board, I make sure they're offset, and you're using your spacers to make sure you are equally spaced from the wall. I am going to put my last piece in here, and then I'm going to continue working towards this section until I get to the end. Okay, so the flooring is finished. The last section is the trickiest. You've got to figure out how to make it as close to the edges. This needs a threshold piece. For any areas where you have a threshold, you install this little piece that comes with your kit, and this just screws into your flooring. If you have subfloor, you could screw right into it, no problem. This is concrete, so we had to pre-drill and then screw in to get this attached. So you can see this doesn't move, and this piece snaps on top. Please make sure to follow me and check out the blog post on DIYDanielle.com. Have a great day. Take care.